Rams. Oh God, we're live. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to Over the Ledge Live, the podcast, the #1 and some say only political satire show based solely on the Texas legislature. Over the Ledge gives you a behind-the-scenes look at the shenanigans of the Texas legislature by decoding political headlines and legislators' behavior into easy-to-understand mom jokes. We're just as funny, but not as famous yet. Let's meet our guest tonight. First up, Arjun Salinas, known for making people giggle since he first made a fart noise with his hand in 2nd grade. You can catch him on his podcast, Shame Watch, or streaming video games on Twitch with the Con Save. Please welcome Arjun Salinas.
One day this bio is going to be correct. I think that one's like butchered between 3 different ones, but hey, what's happening, y'all? Arjun Salinas.
I did it on purpose as I edited the script, purposely just to start messing with you, Aaron. But I was also listening to other podcasts, and they have much briefer intros of their guests than we do.
I'm cool with just going with A Money, Big Comfy Salinas, whatever, My rapper handles. Yeah,
wow. Yeah. Yo.
Okay.
Jesus.
Our second comedian is Arjun Nair. Are you paying attention? A college junior who uses his good looks to get by. Welcome, Arjun.
Woo!
Yeah, I didn't even want to brag, but
Wow, I can barely look at you. You are so delicious.
dude, yeah, I know. I didn't want people to mistake me for Brad Pitt when I was coming in, so I put my name, the real name,
Yeah.
just to make sure.
But those eyes.
I know. I didn't. That's why. Yeah, I'm a little worried with the audience. They might get out of control, but it's okay.
We're worried too. Yeah.
So humble.
Next, our very special guest for this episode, Carisa Lopez. She is political director at the Texas Freedom Network, a grassroots organization who support religious freedom, individual liberties, and public education. She leads the organization's electoral and legislative strategy. Please welcome Carisa Lopez.
It makes it sound so professional and formal, but thank you for having me.
People think we're really big time.
Mm-hmm. Finally, we have the creator and the ruler of the Over the Ledge empire who needs no introduction, Stephanie, divorced for 2 whole years now, Chiarello.
Thank you. Yes, it was my divorce anniversary yesterday. Thank you.
Happy
Thank you very
anniversary.
much. Thank you. Thank you. Am I supposed to speak now? No, not yet.
It's your turn. Yeah. You want
Oh,
to
it is.
Yeah. You're up.
Fuck yeah, it is. All right, let's talk about what's happening in the Texas Ledge this week.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm here for
Thank
it.
you. All right.
That's what I was waiting for.
I thought you were. All right. The Texas House and Senate advanced voter suppression bills like House Bill 6 and Senate Bill 7, which would ban the proactive mailing of voter applications and adds barriers for disabled or non-English speaking voters. And guess what? Limits early and drive-through voting. I don't know why Republicans are trying so hard to fight the blue wave in Texas when they could simply, just hang 10. I'm supposed to have sunglasses. Yeah. Roarous laughter, Arjun.
Oh,
Arjun. Oh, God. Okay. Also in voter suppression news, Governor Abbott said he won't throw the Texas Rangers first pitch because the MLB's All-Star game was moved from Georgia. Oh, darn, said no one.
Who gives a shit that he throws the first pitch? It would be the most. Oh, I hate him so much. Nobody cares about you.
I think now it's a teacher throwing out the first pitch, which is much, much better.
Far better.
Yeah.
About $19 billion in federal stimulus funds for Texas public schools have yet to be distributed. The problem is state leaders have to calculate how to distribute it, and they all went to Texas public schools. You're welcome,
fair,
teacher unions. I went there. Go, Aaron.
To be fair, that's a lot of money. That's a little bit more than your average Casio calculator.
That's
so
yes.
I want to point that out.
They might need to use one of those computers they have. Those MS DOS.
One of them
Arjun, did you go to public school? What's it like in New Jersey? Is it just like how to hit people in their kneecaps?
Yeah, I didn't want to say that out loud, but sort of like that. It's not an amazing place to be, you know. I didn't have the great time, but I was good with computers. I think that's in my genes, you know. So it was not that bad. If people needed help, they'd be like, "Oh, Arjun," I'd be like, "Oh, no problem." But then I don't know. Yeah, it was. I don't know, tough class.
Well, and your good looks got you.
Yeah.
It got me through it. That's why I had no
Through it.
worries. I had no worries.
Okay, the Texas Senate approved The Texas Senate approved a $250 billion state budget without knowing yet how to include $35 billion of unexpected federal aid. Don't worry, said Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. Like most of Texas's tax money, we'll probably send it right back to Washington.
Yeah, they do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're not very smart with our money.
No.
God, we're just
We're
not
not
very
good.
smart in general. I just
Whoa. I think I'm a little smart. I don't know.
You are, but you don't.
I was in charge, you know, money would go to the right place.
You're not in the Texas legislature.
Right.
Right.
That's
You're
the problem.
you're in New Jersey where everything is really ethical and on the up and up when it comes to
Right.
elections.
Right. Yeah, I didn't want to say that either, but yeah, that's probably.
what wasn't Chris Christie your Yep. Okay, go on.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, Senate Democrats supported a conservative bill requiring pro sports teams to play the national anthem. Lieutenant Governor Patrick called it, quote, one of the more surprising votes in his career, only slightly more shocking than when his sons voted him imposter in Among Us.
Oh, I know that game.
Okay, I don't know that game. Did you do?
I was gonna ask, is that our relevancy joke? Is that like, hey kids, we're cool?
We know
I think
this
it is
works.
because Arjun knew it, and he
I
is
knew
obviously
it.
the coolest kid.
Oh my god! Fingers on the pulse, y'all. Fingers on the pulse.
Okay, the Senate okayed multiple bills that would restrict access to abortion, like heartbeat bills, bills to sue or fine abortion providers, and bills that would force women to carry severe fetal abnormalities to term because they hate women and they hate freedom. Where's the joke? Well, it's at 1100 Congress Avenue.
Yikes.
You're welcome. Okay, now some opponents of the abortion bills opposed the bills, not because they violated women's rights, but because they didn't violate women's rights enough.
Oh, yeah.
Called the abolitionists, they want to abolish abortion completely because it's murder, and they want to murder any woman who gets an abortion because murder is a sin. Who murders the murderer? The murderer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And get heartbeat and
That
yeah. Okay. See, I have to explain it. All right. So far, over 100 verified deaths from the winter storm.
Never heard of that before.
Nope. It's very violent with whales. So far, over 100 verified deaths from the winter storm have surpassed those from Hurricane Harvey, but none have surpassed the number of ego deaths Briscoe King faced when accidentally adjourning his own committee. Oh, burn.
Oh, yeah.
That's the best insider joke if you know it.
Yeah. Do you want to explain it to outsiders?
And to me, that would be great.
I mean, he's a joke of a committee chair who fucked up his own bill in his own committee hearing because he got flustered when a black woman tried to ask him questions and a Latina wouldn't give him the gavel back.
It was a lot of fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
I will say I stood next to him for the first time in my life in the back room of a committee hearing, and he's kind of handsome.
Did you tower over him because he's tiny too?
Yeah, but I was intimidated.
I'm because
He's done with hanging out, probably.
he kind of looks like he's 12.
He does, but he's in his mid-30s. And
He's in his mid-30s?
Mm-hmm. This is also
wow.
inside baseball, but yesterday they were hearing bills on the House floor, and someone called a point of order on his bill, and he sat there and he was like, so back to what we were talking about before the podcast began, and y'all saying anybody can be a legislator. I mean, it's true. This is why I wish people watch, because it's hilarious. What they do to each other is still like sixth grade shenanigans.
It's sad. Our state almost froze because people like that are in charge.
No, it's because wind.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. The wind
Solar-
froze.
The wind.
The wind froze and the sun burned out. Amy, save us.
Yes.
Maybe.
Stephanie, I love the way you keep telling jokes, even when nobody laughs.
Thank
You
you.
do you, Chiarello. You do you.
Divorced for 2 years.
Divorced for 2 years. Okay, audience, let me tell you how this podcast works. Our two guest comedians, Aaron Salinas and Arjun Nair, are competing against each other for the coveted Most Knowledgeable Comedian in Austin award. This award is given to the comedian who knows the most about the Texas politics, according to the outcome of the games on our show. Stephanie, please show the award. Wait for it. Yep. It's going to be good.
There it is.
Yeah.
In all its glory.
All right. Now, whoever wins it also gets a picture of himself with our special guest, Carisa Lopez. Carissa will post on social media the picture and the announcement that the winning comedian is Most Knowledgeable Comedian in Austin. Did we ask Carissa if she's okay with this?
Not, but I'm actually on the board of directors of the organization that she represents. So
Wait, I'm scared now. 'Cause I want to win.
Yeah,
You
there's
want this award.
there's stakes, man. There are stakes in this.
Mhm.
I know, and like I want to be on Carissa's Instagram. I feel
There
like
you go.
Not that exciting, I promise.
Carissa, come on. We're trying to drum up a little competition here.
I mean, it's very
You're right.
exciting.
Yes. All right.
oh man,
I'm very excited about this first game. The name of the first game is Who Said It? The Beto O'Rourke and Matthew McConaughey edition. We're going to read off a quote, and you have to determine who said it. As always, comedians can ask our special guest for help a total of 3 times apiece between the 2 games that they play. And Carissa, please feel free to jump in at any time, but please don't give us a pop quiz on anything.
yeah, don't give us pop quiz on anything, please.
All right, Stephanie, you want to take over?
I do. First, I want to ask Arjun if he knows who Matthew McConaughey is or who Beto O'Rourke is.
All right, wait. Will this count as one of my questions?
No, but you will get half a point regardless.
Have a point regardless. Okay.
Wait, what? No.
I'm writing it down.
Okay. So, wait. Am I allowed to? So I don't know how this is working.
Yeah, this is just preliminary.
Preliminary. Okay. Yeah, no problem. So I totally know who they are, but if for Aaron, he probably doesn't. So we should go over it.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
wow.
That's what I was thinking. Aaron, come on, please help me out here.
All right. I'll have you know they are both celebrities.
Oh, see, I knew that. That's what I figured.
Oh.
They are both celebrities. One was running for the Texas Senate. One's considering, or actually, they're both probably considering a run for governor. Which little scary one way or the other. If I'm being real, I don't know how McConaughey feels about politics. I think he might be just like his campaign would be all right, and we have another shit show. So
Okay.
I'm not sure
Wait,
what would you looking like.
He's an actor, right?
Hey,
Yes.
Oh,
And an author.
Right, that I got that right. Right.
Yeah.
Yes, you get another
Yes,
point.
half a point.
Half a point. I'll take it.
Aaron, don't worry. You started with 2 points. You
oh,
started-
okay, yeah, this sounds fair then.
Okay, let's get to the game. Let's get to the game. Okay, so Arjun, you're going to start because you are our guest, and here is your quote.
Let's go.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid. It tastes sweet today, but it will give you cavities tomorrow. Life is not a popularity contest. Be brave. Take the hill, but first answer the question, what is hill?
Okay, you're leading with your performance, but okay.
First of all, Oscar award. That was amazing. So the 2 choices are McConaughey and who?
Beto O'Rourke.
Okay, O'Rourke.
It was Matthew McConaughey. I'm sorry. You're wrong.
Oh man, I thought it was
Wow.
a good question. Oh,
Good try. You're warming up. It's okay. Let's see how Aaron does.
Yeah,
I purposely did that so Aaron could get that start.
I
You're
will
so
say
kind.
I was a little like, wait, who could have said that? Until you said, "What is Hill?" I was like, oh, that man is still a stoner, whoever it is. So that's McConaughey, obviously. Like,
Darn it.
So you don't need to know. You just need to use some,
Okay,
real word
ready?
logic.
Okay, how about this one?
Is that for me again?
No, this is for Aaron. Life is a series of commas, not periods.
there's a little bit of logistics to that. There's some smarts. I'm going with Beto.
Yeah, it's Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Wow.
Man,
Oh,
real
wow.
yin and yang on that one. There is just too
Yeah.
many. Just
Good question.
man is fully across there.
Question. Hey,
I don't
good
know how
question.
helpful I would be with this particular game. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Maybe save your questions for the next game.
Just a hint.
Okay, Arjun.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, the same way your subconscious is the author of your dreams, in that same way, your will is the subconscious author of your life.
Dude, come on. These are hard. Oh my God, Carissa, I swear she. Okay.
Bro, she just told us she doesn't know these.
Yeah, I should be going with her eyes. O'Rourke?
Yes, actually, that is O'Rourke. Good job.
That
I don't know
surprised me.
where that came from, but I do trust my intern, Sean.
Hey, Sean, get this down. Arjun saucing right now. Let's go. Let's
Okay, Aaron. Two mounted park police, blue helmets, black jackets worn like capes around their shoulders, shrouded in snow that was heavier than before, the men motionless on their slowly moving horses, something timeless about them.
That sounds like a poem.
Thank you. I
That's
meant
what-
for it to
That's
read
why I'm
that way.
kind of thinking it's McConaughey. So I'm gonna lock it in.
Sorry, that was Beto.
Dude, what the dude? My stoner theory is going out the window because I forgot they both are. Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
And
Or-
she did her beat poet.
I did. I'm going to try to do them all beat poet from here. So the game has changed now. Not only do you have to guess who said it, but I will give it in my best beat poet voice.
Oh, let's go. I love
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Arjun, you're
Elevate.
next. Okay.
I've been next. Ready?
All right.
Ooh, sweating.
As I passed the World War II memorial, there was a guy in front of me running next to the reflection pool towards the Lincoln Memorial. I took the other path closed by an arcade of trees. I figured it would shield me better from the snow that was hitting the side of my face.
I need to write these down. I'm gonna say, because I'm a genius, McConaughey.
Nope, Beto.
That
Our
one-
man Beto.
Are you
Yeah, that-
serious? That sounded like a movie. I thought the trailer, you just saw it and you were like, whoa, whoa.
Hey, I mean, Beto did kind of run his campaign like a plot
Yeah.
of a film. So
All right, Carissa, what the heck, yo? You're supposed to.
You have to ask her.
What's
Arjun.
up to what?
Arjun, you got it. You know, like some motivation.
All right, last question. Yes, Amy? To Aaron?
Yes,
Yeah,
last
Aaron,
question.
Last question, Aaron.
It's
Okay.
1-0. Arjun is
Okay.
ahead.
Oh, Arjun's ahead. I was just
Yeah.
waiting for you to say that.
yeah, slow down, Arjun. Okay, I'm a big
Sorry.
fan of The Sopranos, so I already like you because you're from Jersey. So let's just slow down. You're in a good spot. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
My bad.
I got one life, right? Mine? But
God damn.
fuck. I want somebody else's sometimes. Sometimes I just feel like I'm fighting for a life. I just ain't got time to live. I want it to mean something.
I just want you to know that this can be heard at any bar in Austin at 2 p.m. Like this is a very difficult. And by the way, I'm sure they've been to many bars in Austin at 2 p.m. So this is making it very challenging. I'm gonna say Mr. O'Rourke.
It was Matthew McConaughey.
Son of a bitch!
Aaron 0 for 3.
Oh my god, that was very hard.
I think Stephanie tricked you. She
That-
was
it
really.
was.
You?
She
Okay.
was. No, not in a bad way. I applaud your efforts to make it a little harder.
You just
I actually want to give props to Sean because normally these are really hard quotes to differentiate, and he found really good ones that made it hard. That's great. So now we know there's a clear choice for governor of Texas when it's Beto versus McConaughey on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Neither.
McConaughey.
No, yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Okay.
I mean,
I have
Beto-
mentioned.
Carissa, let's go.
Yeah, I don't spend all of my time just following Beto around, so I don't know all of his quotes.
I'm so glad you raised one. A question.
All right, take us home, Amy. How did we do?
Okay. I don't know if those points you were just sort of handing out like candy before the game started really count, but if we don't count them, then Arjun is ahead 1-0.
We should not count them. I don't think that's.
Yeah, I think we should just stay 1-0. Aaron, you got this, and Carissa's got this. Don't worry, she's going to be
Yeah, Carissa, let's
phenomenal.
So much
I would
pressure.
like to say
go, Arjun.
thank you to whoever liked us with that thumbs up on whatever
Aw.
platform you're watching us on. Thank you very much. All
Thank you.
right, next
All right.
game, Amy.
Second game is true or false anti-abortion bills in the Texas ledge.
Might
Oh,
be
man,
a
this
little
is
more
gonna be
knowledgeable
really-
on this.
Yo,
You can use your question.
oh,
I
This
will
one's just
tell
going to be
you-
really sad and frustrating.
I bet you, I will tell you, if you think it's not true, it probably is. Just gonna throw that out.
okay, then I'm gonna do perfect. That's crazy. All
Rule of thumb.
right, ready.
Ready? Okay. In this edition of True or False, we discuss things like Senate Bill 8 and other anti-abortion bills that are being proposed in the 2021 Texas legislature. Senate Bill 8 proposes that when a heartbeat is detected in a fetus during an ultrasound, you cannot have an abortion. A heartbeat is detectable around 6 weeks. That's right, gentlemen. Okay, true or false? True or false? You may ask Carissa 3 times, and you have 3 questions apiece. Just want to get that strategy out there for you. True or false?
Whose question is it?
It's Aaron's question because you're behind. We're gonna let you go first.
Yeah, let
And
him go first.
I believe this means based on this bill, will this be true or false? It's not current law. It's based on these bills. Will this
Oh,
be true or
okay.
false? Okay.
Chris or B.
Okay. Texas can sue an abortion provider if they believe they violated state laws, regardless of whether they had a connection to someone who had an abortion or to the provider.
Hey, Carissa.
Yeah, it's kind of mostly true, but there's a little piece in there that's like not correct.
So I think you're saying we get a bonus point because you found out a correction.
Potentially. I don't know what the answer is.
I don't make the laws, boss. You heard her. Give me 15. I don't know.
Okay, so I heard you say true, which is true. Carissa, fix this.
It's not the
Answer for us.
state of Texas. It's literally any Joe Schmo, like any person, which is why it's even worse and harder to litigate because the state is not involved in the litigation.
Yeah, that's
Which I
messy.
think we needed to do. So this means that Arjun could sue Aaron for giving Carissa money to have an abortion from Amy
What?
as a
Correct.
civil lawsuit in small claims court with no proof, no burden of proof, and there's purposely no criminal offense so that it is all civil.
And Arjun could do this from New Jersey too.
Arjun
Right.
will do this from New Jersey.
Thank you, Arjun.
Holy
Yeah.
shit, that is awful.
Yes.
Call
That's
your
gonna muddy
legislator.
that's muddying the legal system so much.
How do the trial lawyers feel about this? Are they
I was-
like, ka-ching?
Oh,
Talk about frivolous lawsuits, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that the people who don't like frivolous lawsuits, like when a truck runs you over, you're not allowed to sue. But somehow, if you just think someone had anything to do with an abortion, you can sue them.
Boom. Good point.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, it gets worse.
Hypocrisy.
It gets
Hypocrisy
worse.
watch.
Okay, Arjun.
no. I mean,
A possible fine of $50,000 will be imposed on a doctor that performs an abortion.
That's it. That's the thing.
Is that true or false according to these new suggested laws?
You could ask.
Okay. I know it, but let's ask Carissa.
Yeah, if you think it's not true, it is. It's true. Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Wait, it's true, right?
It's actually
Is it false? Is that
Well,
not the right number?
You're right. The fine could be up to $100,000, so technically it could be $50,000. In related fines, Texas has a maximum fine of $10,000 for sexual assault.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm being quizzed on the 6 bills that I don't have memorized.
Honestly, that's the only thing that I was thinking. I was like, it can't be 50. I feel like it's got to be so much more. I was thinking 250,000.
I thought that might be the trick too. Is it's even more.
That's what I was.
That's right. So rape a woman, but don't get her pregnant, because then you're aiding and abetting.
I mean, you also, if the other law passes that we just talked about, a rapist could sue their victim if they got pregnant and got an abortion.
Holy shit. I hate this state.
And they asked
my
that.
God.
I mean, legislators specifically kept talking about the rapist, and it took the author a long time to admit, yes, that means the rapist could sue you. All right, next, Aaron.
Wait, how do we, is that?
We're going to give it to him. We're going to give it to him.
Give it, whatever. It's like,
okay, so after these laws pass, if they pass, true or false, the morning after pill and other pill-induced abortions would still be legal.
Oh, no, false.
Right, of course.
You just said a rapist could sue his rapee, and you want me to expect like, oh, morning pill is fine. Plan B, go right ahead, kids. No, I know this state.
Well done, Aaron. You're right. False. You could not have a morning after pill, but metal coat hangers are still available at your local Target. Okay.
Just be careful. You might get sued if they find out.
Ooh, yeah. Can you sue
so
Target?
could your
too?
dry cleaner? Could I sue my dry cleaner because they have metal hangers?
If you used it for an abortion, why not?
because
I always use plastic.
My stomach fucking hurts. I'm not even gonna lie.
It's so bad, Aaron. It's so bad. It's so bad. Okay, Arjun. Okay, true or false? Someone that has performed an abortion could be criminally charged with a penalty that is the death penalty. I really worded that well. According to this law, if you perform an abortion, you can be put to death for performing the abortion. True or false?
Darn it, you're all staring at me like it's an obvious.
We live in Texas.
Right. So again, I definitely know the answer, but I'm gonna just because she feels left out.
I know.
Yeah. I'm trying to I feel like there's a technicality here, but I know there's been bills that have that if you get an abortion, you can be charged with a death penalty. So I think capital murder is probably one of the many 30 abortion bills that have been proposed. But I don't want to be the I feel bad if I'm going to get it wrong.
I think you can go with your gut, Arjun.
Okay, cool. Then yes.
True.
Yep, you got it.
The fine one threw me off, and I feel deep anxiety now.
No, just remember that murder is so bad, you have to murder anyone who murders.
That's right. That's right.
Murderer.
Murderer. The
As
rural
Jesus said
murderer.
so.
The rural
That hearing was so frightening because witness after witness got up just to preach to you about the Bible and what God wanted. It was really just, anyway, we'll get to that when we interview Carissa. Okay, back to you, Aaron.
Aren't we built on separation of church and state?
False, apparently.
Did I lose a point for bringing that up? Did I?
Yeah, ask the Catholic Conference of Bishops who lobby the legislature regularly. Is that separation of church and
I'm
state?
good. I spent 18 years a Catholic. I'm good.
Okay, so oh God, Arjun. We lost him.
I think that's a forfeit, Aaron.
Oh.
Dang it!
Wait, my laptop just was running out of charge, so
Okay.
leave it.
Okay, I think this is you, Aaron. Okay, I'm a little confused. I think this is just currently. Currently, no matter whether this law passes or not, abortions are illegal in the state of Texas after 16 weeks. Is that currently true or false?
Oh man, I feel like it's a shorter number. That's where you're trying to trick me. Carissa looks pretty confident.
No.
Is it true or false, Carissa? I feel like it's 8 weeks.
No, currently it's 20 weeks.
Oh really? Oh wow! I didn't realize they'd let you get to that.
With exceptions, like it's convoluted, but you can, but only at like if certain conditions are true, and then
So false then, yeah.
Correct. It's 20 weeks.
Yeah. Whoa!
Currently.
Thank you, Carissa.
Yeah.
Because Stephanie was looking like this, and I was like, I thought you were trying to trick them.
Yeah.
Well,
and that's
I was
only
thinking-
if these laws don't pass.
right.
Yeah,
if these laws pass, it's heartbeat or 6 weeks. Or heartbeat.
And is
Wait.
it again? Not I did not. I didn't have a. They taught us abstinence in school. That was our sex education. So 6 weeks, you don't even know you're pregnant. Yeah, more than likely.
Correct.
More than likely, no.
That is,
But isn't it true that there's lots of laws that make the father also very liable and responsible to support the baby and support through the
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
right? So
Of course.
it's not unfair, really.
Hold on. I'm gonna say false.
I tried to get my boss once to pass a law. We were talking about teenage pregnancies, and I said I wanted to know who were the teenage impregnators. Like, is it one dude getting a whole bunch of girls pregnant?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Is it a 1-to-1 ratio? Arjun, was it you?
No, I swear. I had to
Get it, come
on abstinence that Aaron had. So, you know,
Oh.
That's how they taught us. They're like,
That's how
wait
they
till you're
taught us.
married, and I was like, we're fucking 14, and
my dad was saying the same thing.
It could be worse. There's, sometimes they give the girls a heart and tell the boys to tear off a piece of that heart and then tell the girls every time you have sex before you're married, that's what happens to your heart.
Right. Yeah.
So, am I just going to bring this group down a little bit? Like
Take
Oh,
it from
God.
Carissa.
oh man,
Yeah, or like a chewed piece of gum, right?
Mhm.
That's
that
all
like
a woman is.
Is that like a Janis Joplin reference? That little...
No, I'm pretty sure it's a Abilene elementary school. I mean, TFN in 2009, I think, did their first evaluation of the sex ed curriculums in Texas. And these are some of the examples
Wow.
where that
that's
a
a
girl
joke.
after she has sex is just like a piece of chewed gum.
Yeah, or they lose a piece of their heart, never to get back. Right.
Yeah.
Now I'm
Yeah.
more scared, yo.
Good.
Oh,
That's,
We
got
got
lots of anecdotes if you want them.
That's right. Sex is the worst thing you could ever do, Arjun, and that's why you have to save it until you're miserably married.
Oh no, I think he's okay. It's just the women. The men don't.
Yeah.
The boys
Oh
don't
yeah,
use the
boys will
heart.
be boys.
In fact, they
Boys
get
will be
extra.
boys.
They get little extra pieces of heart.
they collect the heart.
in the little box. So they get like those Valentine's box. So they give those to the boys, and then they can put the little pieces of the heart.
That's right.
in them.
Oh, and the
Fucking
girls just.
awful.
Oh, this is so wonderful, Aaron. Arjun, you're
Arjun.
ending this one. Okay.
ending it.
Currently, in order to qualify for Medicaid in Texas, a parent with one child would need to make less than $200 a month to qualify. It's a family of two, $200 a month, or else you're not poor enough
in Texas.
in Texas.
I feel like Aaron knows it, but I cannot hear it. Right?
Mm-mm.
I gotta ask. Carissa, let's have some feedback on because I obviously know the answer.
I am not an expert on Medicaid. I think it's false. I think it's more like $500 a month.
I think it's true.
You're right. It's true. It's $200
Ah,
a
see,
month.
there you go.
Dude,
You know more than I do.
that's awful, dude. That's, oh my God.
Yeah.
I think he's learning the pattern here.
Right.
And it's worse.
I'm actually giving him too much credit.
He's like, what's the worst possible outcome? That's got to be the correct answer.
Remember, I said I knew the answer. I was just
There you go.
Yeah, we believe you.
All right, Amy, how did our contestants do?
Well, both of them got 3 out of 3 on the second game. On the first game, though, Arjun has 1 more point. So he is our most knowledgeable comedian in Austin.
and I don't even live there. Whoa,
All right. Let's slow down. The first one was a guessing game. Let's be honest.
I mean, I knew what I was talking about.
He knew.
I knew. That's in my head the whole time.
Okay, I'm hoping Mariah got a photo.
Get the photo.
She's getting ready.
Hold
Hold on. Okay, look really excited, Arjun, and really disappointed, Aaron. And look really pregnant, girls. Okay, I think she got it.
I'm glad you didn't have like a slip of the mind and just be like, all right, look pregnant, Aaron, and girl.
Okay, can you tell my parents that I'm the most knowledgeable or something? Because
Yes.
they won't believe it, but if the picture's there.
I will send you a certificate and a picture.
Yeah. Hang up, that'd be great.
Okay.
All right. And now
rescue us.
it is time to meet our very special guest, Carisa Lopez. Carisa is the political director for Texas Freedom Network. She is an experienced leader in working. There's something on the screen. Working inside Texas
She's
politics.
an experienced leader
I'm going to riff. Yeah. She graduated from the University of Texas in 2013 with a degree in political science and government. Welcome, Carisa.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yay. Thank you. So, double, triple thank you for being here because you had several late nights up at the Capitol this week.
Yeah, that's kind of typical these days. So, just another day for now.
In paradise. That's what I say.
Yeah, I know.
Just another day in paradise. Well, I want to try to find a way to talk about these bills without hitting the typical talking points. So I don't think there really is a way. But I'm not stalled. I'm stalling for words. Let's talk about the hearing this week in public health, several anti-abortion bills, and can you compare it to years in the past? Because I was there in 2013 when women's health exploded unexpectedly because of one abortion bill and the filibuster made famous by Wendy Davis. Yeah. And somehow that moment absolutely did not repeat itself this year, and it hasn't since then. How did advocates not take that moment and turn it into a successful movement? What happened?
That is the $1 million question. One, I think that it's really hard to win elections in Texas because for a variety of reasons, including redistricting, and without winning elections, it's really hard to push good public policy. So there's that. I think it does take a lot of effort and coordination for these things to happen. The 2013 was actually my very first, the Wendy Davis filibuster. That was 2 weeks after I started my very first job out of college.
Wow.
Yeah. So I have to say I'm fairly new to the repro, in the last couple of years, being fully in the movement. They keep getting more and more extreme. They have good messaging. For one, they message things like the heartbeat bill, right? And then heartbeat is automatically something that people think of as if that has a heartbeat, then of course it's a baby, right? It just it gets you. Instead of a 6-week ban, right? And so it's a huge national movement. They are coalescing nationally. We're seeing all of these bills happen across the country nationally. And frankly, we just don't have the political power here, the electoral power here to fight these bills, and it's bad this session. Like bills that were defeated by Republicans as amendments in past sessions are now gubernatorial priorities, right?
Yes, that is terrible. I also feel, I said this to my handful of pro-life progressive friends, like, why don't we stop fighting about abortion? You put away your feelings, I put away my feelings, and instead we focus on things like paid family leave, stopping child molestation, reducing the number of children in foster care, equal pay for equal work. And if as women and even gentlemen who believe this as well, if we focused on all these other issues, we might actually accomplish something and come back and find that the reproductive abortion rights is a moot argument because it's become so rare. What do you think about my really brilliant idea there, Carisa?
I think it's a great idea in theory, but while, like, you know, and I do think there's something to be said about, like, there's that we need to find things that we're for. People need to know what we're for. I think we can't quit doing the defensive work because they're throwing everything at us. And at the end of the day, if we stop doing that, they will absolutely pass all 6 of these bills. And then women, Texans will be harmed and will die. And so we can't stop that work, but we do need to have a long-term strategy where we talk about what we're for and we really make abortion access a popular issue. It's not something that people really think about or talk about, they're really apathetic on, even though polls show the majority of Americans and Texans support abortion access. It's just not something we're awful at voter turnout, and the people who turn out voters are the most extreme people. So on the Republican side, yeah, and they hate abortion. They're the abolitionists, a lot of them, right? So
what are you for? What is the organization that you work for?
So we are for climate justice. Fighting for.
I'm sorry, no. Go back to abortion. How do you message? Yeah, when we talk about abortion, we're saying we support abortion because
every person deserves to have a full range of reproductive health care that includes sex ed, that includes birth control, that includes abortion, and every person should have that to be accessible without shame or stigma as well. Not just legality doesn't equal access.
No, it does not.
That's a good thing.
What are the laws in New Jersey, Arjun? Do you know?
But I'm the last person you should ask. Anyway, I think
last girl you got pregnant. What happened?
This is a trick question because I know it's I'm not a person to ask about this type of question, but I totally see where Carissa is coming with these. And that's all I could say. I don't know what else to say, honestly.
You
didn't sign up for this. That's okay. It's okay. We'll move on.
I'm going to take a wild guess that it's better. But that's just
new, right? So,
I mean,
there are. You go, Aaron.
I was gonna say they got some progressives in New Jersey, don't they? I mean, isn't Booker from Jersey?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean he's probably tried to push some stuff, but again, I don't know how much of that it falls to deaf ears if it's a Republican state.
Yeah, I mean we have progressives here, right?
I mean, I'm here.
We also have radicals here too. So
right. So yeah, that's right. I mean, we're still not in power though.
Yet.
That's right.
So I try really hard to identify with everyone, Carissa. And so as I'm watching some of these witnesses, I try to recognize that their conviction that a fetus is an unborn baby and that abortion is murder is as valid to them as my belief that it is not. How do we bridge this divide about respecting people's differences of opinion and then letting them do what they want to do, regardless of what other people want them to do?
Yeah, sure. Can I just like solve all of our problems by coming up with that solution right now? I mean,
I thought we
Do
talked
it.
about this before the show, Carissa, that this was going to be the reveal. Awkward.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough question. And I think, the thing that, like, for me, the low-hanging fruit of trying to gain support for abortion access is not them, right? I think that's a conversation we need to have. And those people that have those extremist beliefs have them, and they believe them very, very strongly. And they're always going to be in the public sphere. And so we need to find a way to engage them. But I think in order to gain more support, wider support for access to abortion, like there's so many people who aren't engaged or who are mildly engaged who support access to abortion. They're just not engaged and they're already there. And I feel like that's the first step. And then the next step is trying to persuade or find common ground with folks who are on the extremist side.
I reject your theory. If
I was right about that, they would pay me a lot more. So
I did enjoy the testimony. There was one gentleman I kept calling Crocodile Dundee because I only saw him from behind, but he was very
exactly
passionate.
who you're talking about.
Yeah, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Anybody else have a? Go ahead.
I say one of our students testified, and because we do a lot of student activism and organizing, she's like, Jesus was a carpenter, not a doctor. And it was just like one of my favorite lines.
That's pretty good. Do you know the movie Beautiful Creatures? Did anybody see that movie or read it's some cheesy teen thing that I love, of course, because it's about witches. But it's Emma Thompson, and she plays this character, and in this like big scene, she's talking to the daughter, and she says, love is something men made up just so that women would play with it instead of power. And I think that's what the abortion debate is. It is something that men made up so that women wouldn't play with power. And I'm going to end there, Carissa, and talk about other things. What else is TFN doing that could brighten our mood right now? Let's talk about LGBTQI ? No? Okay, let's talk about
I can tell you about all of the other awful things that are happening right now. Because that's like where our focus is, because there are so many.
Certainly something positive happened in the Board of Education. Some SBOE positive stuff happened. It's not too bad. Let's go there. That's the victories. I hope now I could regret my words when the State Board of Education meets next week and they continue to work on the public school science curriculum. I could eat my words, but right now it doesn't look like we're going to have a battle on evolution, which is great. That's been settled. I think we're trying to still get more climate into the standards. And I think they have a little bit in there already. So we're making slow strides. It's not as bad. I will say that this month, Governor declared it Sexual Assault Awareness Month. So glad he knows it's happening.
I mean, we do have the Star Spangled Banner Act now, so
thank baby Jesus for that.
Is that?
What is that?
I know, but I just say it.
It's a law that says sports teams must play the Star Spangled Banner.
If you receive state funds, you must play the Star.
Yeah, didn't Mark Cuban say he was gonna? He was like, we hardly have any state funds, so there's no real. There's no. But then again, he's a multi-billionaire, so
right.
He can say that.
I want Popovich.
Yeah, get Pop in there. 5 championships, man. He had the original Big Three.
Tim Duncan would be a nice governor. Just kind of quiet.
Hold on, let's get him.
Get the work done and just like, hey guys, I'm Tim.
Hot take: I don't want him to be the head coach.
Oh, are they thinking of making him the head coach?
Yeah, but I want it to be what's her name?
Becky Hammond.
Yeah, it needs to be Becky. She was the first female assistant coach. And everybody was mad because Pop got ejected from a game, and he was like, "Timmy, you're acting as head coach." And we was like, "What the fuck? You had a great opportunity to let Becky."
Who was the gentleman who was a Spur, but he was also a minister? And in my mind, he's kind of short. And wasn't he a coach for a while?
Ooh,
I know I really described him well. I can see his face.
Oh,
great story, Chiarello. Okay, moving on.
It wasn't David Robinson. Was David Robinson?
No.
Well, because it wouldn't.
One of the towers. No,
the admiral.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me though if he was like a minister though, because he did do a commercial that said "Don't drink and drive on your prom, kids." So he's pretty conservative.
I'm looking it up. Oh, Spur coach arrested. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for.
That's interesting.
I'll take it.
Say again, Arjun.
Like Jonathan Isaac.
No.
Darn it, that's what Google said.
Did I mean
this is much happier than the Texas legislature.
Yeah,
or the state board of education.
I just wanted to say I think it's really sad when evolution staying in the education is a victory. This was a hard episode.
I didn't mean it that way. Carisa, how's your love life? Are you still with what's his name from
Alex? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's adorable.
Yes, we are still together, and we have been housed together for a whole year now. We moved in together the weekend that quarantine started, so we went from not living together to not being apart ever, and we've still survived.
Hey, congratulations! That's hard.
Good move, yeah.
What is the simplest thing we can do as people who are not engaged enough to get engaged at the Texas legislature?
I would say genuinely follow organizations like TFN, or like we have lots of partners, because there's so much to keep track of. It's really hard to do it yourself. So if you want to know what like the latest voter suppression efforts are, anti-LGBTQ bills, anti-abortion bills, these are just the top 3 that are coming up like now. Follow along on Twitter, Instagram, on their email list, but who really reads emails anymore? To see.
I still do. What do the kids do?
TikTok.
I'm not cool enough for TikTok, but I do have Instagram and Twitter. So, I just go on TikTok and like, I saw your video. Sorry about the death of your grandma. I'm the wrong person to ask about how that works.
Arjun?
What?
Yeah. Is it Snapchat? Is it TikTok? Is it the Onion Web?
You're talking about, what grandma?
That was just an example.
What is the question?
I was saying I still read my emails. The question is, what are the kids doing? How do you communicate with your colleagues?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I like using like messages on iPhone, but I mean, I don't like email takes so long, and there's always like you have to be formal because it sounds weird if you're like, yo, what's going on today?
No, that's how Stephanie emails me. I think it's just
only
me, though.
Only Aaron.
Yo.
Look in my day, Arjun, you had to pick up the phone and you had to make a call. And you had to say, hello, excuse me, is Arjun there?
Unless the answering machine picked up.
And then you'd be like, oh, God, I'm so nervous. Arjun, can you help me with math?
Well, if you will have to make calls if you want to engage in the legislature. I'm going to pivot back to making calls to your legislator because that's very important.
Okay, and I read this just in, the TFN has a Slack channel.
Oh, Rise on our Slack channel. We do have our outreach team or field team has put together a volunteer Slack channel if anybody wants to get really engaged, and you can find out all the things on Slack we did a fax storm last week. Because it's because there's not like technically there's supposed to be masks in the Capitol but they're
not. It's a suggestion now. It's just a suggestion.
Yeah,
I've decided now that when I walk through the Capitol, I'm going to bring a little like spray thing, and when I walk by somebody without a mask, I'm going to spray it.
I think that's fair.
I have to say, my boss, bless his heart, is very vocal about people who are not wearing their masks, and so he purposely says stuff really loudly. He was in a committee hearing the other day with another staff member, and the person right behind them didn't have a mask on, and he turns to the staffer and he's like, Jasmine, Give this guy your mask. He seems to have forgotten his.
Oh, bless him.
Yes, I was so proud of him.
There was a woman that cried because the Senate says you have to get a COVID test in order to testify. Like they're
suing.
Test.
Like TPPF is suing.
Probably. There was a woman that was crying because she didn't want to get her test to testify.
Oh, that's so sad.
That sounds like real snowflake behavior. But yet we're the snowflakes.
Burn. We're gonna end there.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Question.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
Carisa, given the fact that I'm constantly looking at the easiest countries to immigrate to from America, what gives you hope?
Our student organizing, honestly. So we do organizing with college students across Texas, in Dallas, Austin, Houston, the RGV, El Paso.
Puro 956. Go ahead.
And they're fucking amazing, right? And they, like I said, one of them, they gave that testimony about Jesus being a carpenter, but they also, like, they go out of the way. They've been up here. They've come in from El Paso, the Valley, like Houston, every week to testify on these bills. They organize. They pass, like, local progressive policy on their own in their communities. Like they're doing awesome fucking work and making sure that they like get their peers to turn out to vote too. So, you know, you're around them enough and you realize that like it's time to pass the torch, and they're really cool.
So what I'm hearing, Carisa, is you believe the children are the future.
Gross.
Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess. And all right, Carisa, we're gonna end with what's your favorite thing about me? Go ahead.
Your sense of humor, Stephanie, always.
Oh, she was ready with that one.
Thank you. All right, Amy.
It's like Stephanie asks her regularly.
I say this because I'm about to call Stephanie for like something that I need at work, so I have to really fuck up.
So, hold on, Amy. So I was talking to my staffers the other day, and someone was like, "You're a professional comedian," and I was like, "Well, I have gotten paid dollars to be a comedian." I said, "You know what? I don't want to make it big. I just want to be like big locally." Right. And one of the guys said, "Oh, you mean like a court jester?"
What?
Yeah.
That must
We just
be
don't
a
know
hip
theater.
That the kids are talking about. That we don't
I'm
know.
talking about you, Leo.
Coming for you, Leo.
That's right. Okay, Amy, take
All
us
right.
home.
Thank you so much to Aaron and Arjun and our over the ledge benevolent empress, Stephanie Chiarello, a la the court jestress. Thank you, Carisa, for taking time to talk to us. Thank you to Mariah Gossett for recording us and making us sound so good. And to our lead correspondent intern who worked on tonight's show, Sean Anchondo. Is that right?
I think so. I always call him Anaconda, but
yeah, that sounds
that's not
better.
right.
Let's stick with that. And that's our show. If you would like what you heard, please subscribe to our podcast wherever you get your podcast. Like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and now TikTok as at Over the Ledge with no D. Freedom isn't free. It costs $1.05. So please consider supporting Over the Ledge with a contribution so we can keep edutaining you about the Texas legislature. You may become a patron at patreon.com/overtheledge. Thanks, everybody.
Okay.
Hey.
Knock.
Who's there?
Who's there?
Dishes.
Dishes.
This is Sean Connery, and I approve this message.
This is how we're going off. This is how we're sounding.
Yes. I think that's